4th of July fireworks are coming a little early to Capitol Hill because this March, Wall Street's 6 biggest banks are reportedly going to be testifying before the House Financial Services Committee. Now, this, of course, is the very same committee run by bank critic Congresswoman Maxine Waters. And, of course, it includes far-left newcomer Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. But while it may make for good TV, will these hearings actually change the way banks do business? What do you think?
Well, the bad bank era is largely over. I mean, there was a pretty good-sized shakedown, and there's still some loopholes that go on, and I'm sure they're going to try to find them. But the real reason they're doing this is banks are not a brand that the public likes. And some of them earn that, like Wells Fargo. But most of them is, look, the business is charging you late fees, overdraft fees, interest on loans, denying loans. That's the business model. You're not going to have people that like you when you do that. But the tech industry is really the one they should be looking at, not the banks. The banks got their shakedown. I think the tech industry, if you're going to regulate, they're underregulated. Banks are slightly overregulated right now.
Yeah, I totally agree, Jonas. I mean, and a lot of people are saying that, there's going to be, as you said, all of these fireworks, and it's going to be this tough committee. Maxine Waters has been on this committee for a long time. She certainly knows what she's doing. But if anybody is looking at AOC, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, and any of the interviews that she does, I mean, she barely gets to these interviews without literally saying the world is going to end, and some of the most ridiculous statements. When I look at some of the other things that freshman Democrats are putting on Twitter, just yesterday, Ilhan Omar, I mean, some of the things that she was saying about Venezuela was just stuff that was so preposterously not rooted in any sort of fact. So I don't know if they don't have research teams yet on their staff, but if I were Jamie Dimon, I would not at all be intimidated by any sort of inquisition by AOC.
So consistent with the fireworks theme here is I'm going to say something patriotic. This is one of the greatest strengths of America, that our Congress has these hearings where the members with this vast disparity in knowledge and opinions get to ask important people questions. And, they may not be, they may not know a lot about these topics. That is not a novel concept for members of Congress to not know what they're talking about when they hold these hearings. And they have strong opinions, and so do Americans have strong opinions about these things. I think it's great.
Naturally, I will take the flip side, Adam. Why is it great at all? Nothing happens. Let's see. We've had the automakers. We've had the oil companies. We've had tech companies. Now we're going to have the banks. They'll walk up. There'll be some fireworks. The CEOs will hang their heads. They'll be asked tough questions, and then they'll go back, and they'll do the same darn things they always do. Come on, Adam. This is wasting taxpayers' money.
No, things happen. Gary, things happen. I mean, things happened in the banking industry after 2008, 2009. This is a long-term process. I would agree with you that each of the industries that you just cited, it hasn't happened yet. That doesn't mean it won't happen.
Okay. I gave you 3 examples, so you're right. Good try.
Well, I got to say one thing, though. Sometimes the so-called experts, I have questions about. I mean, Maxine Waters herself, the head of the committee, remember, she gave a bailout to a bank that her husband was a board member of, and it was a terribly run bank. It didn't deserve a bailout. So sometimes the so-called experts can be trouble.
Yeah, I don't know if any of, look, Andrea Cortez obviously doesn't know a whole lot about banking, and unfortunately that's not a prerequisite to be on the committee that does bank. But it's not like the other, look, we don't have a lot of bankers working in Congress at the end of the day. I don't think many of these people fully understand the business and how it works and how to regulate it properly. That when they do create rules, and to Adam's point they did, it creates a lot of loopholes that the banks have already know before the rules are in effect, and then they start working around. Like, they change a lot of the rules with consumer lending and credit cards, but then the small business side is a big loophole. So then that's the place where they charge higher rates, higher interest rates, and they work around it anyway, and they make a lot of money, as you can see from the earnings this year. So it doesn't even work that well. And again, some of the regulations that we did were pretty good, but at this point, this is just more, look, we're with you. We hate banks just as much as you do kind of stuff.
And I'm wondering what kind of trouble somebody like Alex, even if she doesn't really know what the banking industry is like, what AOC can do. I mean, Gary, do you think that there's anything that she could do that could really upset the banking industry? I mean, there are other members of the committee besides her.
Absolutely. Look, I think she's going to come across like Larry King used to, totally unprepared, but asking the questions that everyone wants to ask. She's probably going to go in there and say, "Why don't I get a toaster when I open my checking account now?"
And Gary, look, that's a service. That is a service to the American people. And the other thing is, David, I mean, the odds are overwhelmingly stacked against one member of Congress having, effecting change, as it were, and that's okay too. You need to, as a member of Congress, you need to.
Going. I would say there is a danger to banks. She could come up with something like, okay, you only could charge 10% or 15% on loans. Something like that could become policy.
But Jonas, I mean, it's a fair point. But Barney Franks was a powerful committee chairman who served for years. I'm just saying that this is the role of a brand new freshman.
All right. By the way, one of her points in her plan, her green plan, is that she believes housing is a right. So that clearly would affect the mortgage industry somehow. But we will wait and see what happens, as the president would say.